Hello, friends! If you're a veteran with type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, the VA could owe you up to $3,938 a month, tax-free, and most vets over 65 have never filed. 6 things you must know today, and stay for number 6 because it's the one almost everyone gets completely backwards. Number 1. If you have type 2 diabetes, the VA may already concede your case before you say a word. Type 2 diabetes sits on the VA's Agent Orange Presumptive list under Federal Regulation 38 CFR 3.309E. Presumptive means you do not have to prove that your service caused your diabetes. You need exactly 2 things: a current diagnosis and qualifying service. That's it. No specialist letters connecting the dots, no medical nexus opinion, no argument. The VA rates diabetes under diagnostic code 7913 from 10% all the way to 100%. Here's how the tiers work in practice. If your diabetes is managed by diet alone, that's typically 10%. If you take oral medication like metformin, and millions of older veterans do, that's typically 20%. If you require insulin, you're looking at 40% or higher. Now here's the mistake that costs veterans the most money. They assume diabetes doesn't count because it runs in my family, or I got it in my 60s, long after I left the service. The presumption doesn't care when you were diagnosed. A veteran diagnosed at age 68, decades after Vietnam, is treated exactly the same as one diagnosed at 40. I've seen cases where a veteran waited 15 years to file because he thought he had to prove the connection, and every one of those years was money gone forever, because the VA only pays back to your filing date, not your diagnosis date. Your move this week: get a copy of your current diagnosis and your full medication list from your doctor. That single page is the heart of the claim. Number 2. High blood pressure is the newest door, and most veterans don't even know it opened. For decades, the VA denied hypertension claims from Agent Orange veterans, saying the science wasn't settled. That ended in August 2022, when the PACT Act was signed into law and hypertension was added to the Agent Orange Presumptive list. Same rule as diabetes now. Diagnosis plus qualifying service equals service connection. No proof of cause required. The VA rates hypertension under diagnostic code 7101 from 10% to 60% based on your blood pressure readings and whether you need continuous medication. If you're on daily blood pressure pills with a documented history of elevated readings, you're squarely in the range this code was written for. Here's the mechanic that matters. The rating is built on documented numbers, so your medical records need actual readings in them, not just hypertension controlled. Ask your doctor's office to print your blood pressure history. Those printed numbers are evidence. And here is the expensive mistake. Veterans who filed for hypertension years ago got denied and never came back. A denial from 2010 or 2015 is not the end of your claim. The law changed in 2022. You can file a supplemental claim citing the new presumption. And veterans who were denied before the PACT Act are being approved now on the exact same condition. Think about what that denial letter cost. A veteran rated even at 10% who waited 3 extra years to refile walked away from thousands of dollars he was legally owed. If you have a hypertension denial letter sitting in a drawer, that letter is not a no. Since August 2022, it's an invitation to file again. Number 3. Your service qualifies in more places than you think. When veterans hear Agent Orange, they picture boots on the ground in Vietnam, and thousands disqualify themselves at the kitchen table without ever asking the VA. The actual presumptive window for Vietnam service runs from January 9, 1962 to May 7, 1975, and it is far wider than the jungle. It covers service on land, on inland waterways, and this is the big one: Blue Water Navy veterans who served offshore on ships. For decades, those sailors were told they didn't qualify. The law changed, and they do. And the PACT Act pushed the map out even further. Qualifying locations now include certain bases in Thailand, plus Laos, Cambodia, Guam, American Samoa, and Johnston Atoll during specified timeframes. Here's a concrete example of what that means in dollars. A Navy veteran who spent 1968 on a destroyer off the Vietnamese coast, never set foot on shore, and now takes insulin for type 2 diabetes, could be looking at a 40% rating on the diabetes alone, before we even talk about his blood pressure or his neuropathy. The mistake here is self-rejection. Veterans read one paragraph online, decide they don't qualify, and never file. Don't rate your own claim at your kitchen table. That's the VA's job, and the presumption exists precisely so the benefit of the doubt goes to you. Your move. Pull out your DD 214. Check your dates and duty stations against that 1962 to 1975 window and the PACT Act locations, and if there's even a possible overlap, treat yourself as eligible until the VA says otherwise. And a quick reminder, number 6 is still coming, the full $3,938 check, without the rating most vets think they need. It's the one almost everyone gets backwards. Stay with me. Number 4. Diabetes almost never travels alone, and every complication is its own separate check. This is where claims double. The VA rates complications of diabetes as secondary conditions, each with its own percentage stacked into your combined rating. The biggest one is peripheral neuropathy, that burning, tingling, or numbness in your feet and hands. Neuropathy is rated separately for each affected limb, from 10% up to 80% depending on severity. Diabetic eye disease and kidney disease can also be rated on their own. Now watch the arithmetic, because this is how a modest rating becomes real money. Take a veteran with insulin-dependent diabetes at 40%, neuropathy in each leg at 20% each, and hypertension at 10%. VA combined ratings math isn't simple addition, but that stack works out to a combined 70% rating. Remember that number, 70 with a 40 in the stack, because it unlocks the door in number 6. The mistake veterans make here is filing a one-line claim, diabetes, and nothing else. The VA is only required to rate what you claim and what your records show. If your neuropathy never makes it onto the form, it doesn't exist, and you can leave hundreds of dollars a month sitting on the table for years. So this week, make a complete list. Every complication, every limb, every symptom your doctor has ever tied to your diabetes or your blood pressure. Numb feet, vision changes, kidney readings on your lab work. Write down all of it and claim all of it. One condition is a claim. The full picture is a paycheck. Number 5. File the right way, in the right order, and lock your date before anything else. Back pay is calculated from the date the VA knows you intend to claim, not from the day you got sick, and not from the day your paperwork is finally perfect. So step 1 takes 10 minutes. Submit VA Form 210966, called an intent to file. That form freezes your effective date and gives you a full 12 months to build the actual claim. Every dollar the VA eventually owes you counts from that frozen date. Step 2. File the real claim on VA Form 21-526EZ online at VA.gov or by calling the VA at 800-27-1000. Step 3. And this one protects your wallet. Get help that's free. Accredited veteran service officers at organizations like the VFW, the DAV, and the American Legion will prepare and file your entire claim at no charge. They do this every day and they are accredited by the VA itself. Compare that to the so-called claim consultants advertising online who take a percentage of your back pay on a large award. That can mean handing a stranger thousands of dollars for work a VSO does free. Now the math on waiting. A veteran who qualifies at the 100% level and delays 8 months before filing anything has walked past roughly $31,000 in payments that an intent to file would have preserved. 8 months of telling yourself, I'll get to it next week. $31,000 gone. The mistake isn't filing wrong. The mistake is filing late. Lock the date first. Perfect the paperwork second. Number 6. And here's the one veterans get completely backwards. Most vets believe the full monthly check, $3,938.58, for a single veteran in 2026, $4,158.17 with a spouse, requires a 100% disability rating. It does not. The VA has a benefit called TDIU, Total Disability, based on individual unemployability, and it pays the full 100% rate to veterans with lower ratings, if their service-connected conditions keep them from holding substantially gainful employment. The thresholds: one condition rated at least 60%, or a combined rating of 70% with at least one condition at 40%. Go back to our veteran in number 4. Diabetes at 40, neuropathy in both legs, hypertension. Combined 70 with a 40 in the stack. He qualifies to apply. If his conditions forced him out of work, TDIU closes the gap between a 70% check and the full $3,938. That difference alone can exceed $1,000 a month, every month, for life. To apply, you file VA Form 21-8940 with your employment history alongside your claim. And here's the detail that matters at 65 and older. The VA is not allowed to consider your age in a TDIU decision. Being retirement age does not disqualify you. The question is whether your service-connected conditions would prevent substantially gainful work, not whether you happen to be 72. The backwards thinking, "I'm not rated 100, so the full check isn't for me," keeps thousands of qualified veterans collecting hundreds less than the law says they're owed. If your conditions ended your working life, TDIU is not a long shot. It's the rule written for you. So here's the truth. This money was earned the day you served, but the VA will never call you to offer it. One action step this week. Go to VA.gov or call 800-827-1000 and submit that intent to file. Form 21-0966, 10 minutes, and your date is locked. If this helped you, subscribe for weekly money alerts and share this with a veteran you love.